Drew, welcome to Maybe You're Like Me. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing really well. This is my first time in a podcast environment, so I'm happy to be here.
Whoa. All right. Well, this is brand new territory for both of us. We're just setting out on an adventure together.
How is it first territory for you?
It's the first time that I've had a first time podcast with you. So that's exactly how this is. Everything's new with that. So for those of you listening, me and Drew are just meeting for the first time here on the old internet, but it's so good to meet you. And on the podcast, we're talking to people like you that are doing really cool stuff and are living lives full of adventure and all this stuff. And so for those people that may not have bumped into you on Instagram or TikTok, who's Drew? Give us the DL. What's the information on you, man?
Yeah, I'll do my best to surmise it quickly and not be too boring. I go by Crew online to try and separate a little bit of my identity from my career. So Crew Doyle online. I got started on social media about it might be like 4 years now, 3.5 years. I used to work at Apple, and then I was just so interested in becoming this like full-time Twitch streamer, gamer, build the best community anyone's ever seen.
For sure.
And it failed miserably during COVID. But my content now, fast forward many years, is kind of developed. And lately I've been using my content as more of a medium just to try and help encourage people who might be struggling with reminders about the beauty life has to offer. And so I'm on my own personal journey, trying to discover and fall in love with life again, truly, given some personal losses in my life. But the community we're building along the way is really special, and I'm having a blast. So
yeah. So every now and again, like you scrolling through your TikTok feed or Instagram feed, you land on something special. And I saw the thing you're doing right now with the 52 cards. And explain that for people that may not have bumped into your TikTok yet. What's going on with that?
Yeah. So my over holiday, I was in Hawaii. My mom loves cards, so we play cards together all the time. And I was struggling trying to just like find a sense of happiness and a sense of contentment in my own personal life. And I have a not the biggest following. I have a sizable amount that I'm really grateful for, the community that supports me. Around that time, it was a little over 500,000. And I was just trying to figure out what to do with all these amazing people who were following me. I guess previously before that, I focused on IRL meetups with my following. So like my community would just meet together around the world and connect and build relationships. And we did a lot of digital experiences. So I never quite understood how to get the content to have a story in it and connect through content. So it's been a journey for myself there, aside. But essentially what I'm doing now is I posted on TikTok. I don't know if anyone relates to this, but it was kind of like a cry for help. I was looking for help. I made a post and I was just like, I really want to fall in love with life again. I was struggling to find happiness on a day-to-day basis. And I made one video, a couple people saw it, a little bit of encouragement. I had decided to try to go rollerblading, and I was like, I'm going to film this. And then when I did that, I actually forgot to film myself rollerblading. So it was actually a really embarrassing video. I was just like learning. I didn't even pull my camera out. It was really embarrassing. But what the series is, just to surmise, is my goal is to have 52 strangers in 52 episodes. Each stranger is part of a healing process for myself, and I'm hopefully for others, where each stranger encourages me to push my comfort zone by doing things they love. So I meet someone, say I go skydiving with them. I talk to them. I say, hey, what else do you love to do? They pull a card, they write down an activity, they send me on my way. And so I'm hoping by the end, I can put together a piece of artwork with all of the cards and all of the strangers that I've met, and fall in love with life.
Oh man, I stinking love it. It is that you just love hearing things that happen like that just happen organically and naturally. And it's cool that you're taking a situation that maybe you weren't feeling like everything was, you weren't feeling joy in life. and you decided to find some things that people love, and maybe you find something you love along the way. And even more than that, you might find some people you love along the way. And it's just so cool watching from a distance. I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, but just seeing somebody who's not just saying, hey man, I really wish that life could be better, but you're taking that step to do the next best thing. And it's cool just seeing you do it. It's awesome, man.
No, I appreciate it. It really means a lot. I actually don't talk to many people about it because I think a lot of the feedback I ever get is just it's all digital, right? I only get comments. I'm not really talking to creators themselves about my own personal journey because I'm always trying to learn more about theirs just to inspire how do people even stay happy? Like, how do you find that in life? But it's going well. We've got 23 episodes filmed. I haven't published, I think 11 of them now. I'm working on editing those. And so
okay.
we have it's like 100 hours of editing, but it's going well and I'm having a blast. And I think it's the first piece of content that I've published in the last 3 years that I'm actually proud of.
You should be, man. It's so much fun seeing you break out of your shell and do fun things. For people listening that maybe you're not internet creators or you don't understand the video side of things, for the day of adventure that you do, there are days and weeks of editing on the back end side that you may not ever see.
Totally.
Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say there are. Like for example, I'll go out and film an episode. And I at the core of it, I want to just do the activity, have fun. But I've got a good friend of mine. We've been filming the content together for a long time. But yeah, we'll capture like 2 hours of footage, and just condensing 2 hours of footage into 2.5 minutes on TikTok is about 13 hours of editing. So,
if anybody in the world feels you and feels your pain, I feel you, man. I totally understand.
It's brutal, but it's very rewarding. And it's one of those things where I didn't think I would be editing my own content. I thought like I would just do it for a little bit and then hire someone to do it. But the more you do the work, the more you really truly appreciate the process. And so I'm just sucking it up and trying to rock and roll.
Yeah. So the thing that's fun for me about watching your this series that you're doing right now too is and like even just like having this conversation about the immense amount of editing is this is 12 years ago when I turned 26. My birthday is February 26th. And I had the idea that the 26 days before I turned 26, that I was going to do 26 brand new things cool. every day. And so like when I saw you, I was like, oh man, this is so much fun. This feels like
that's the same thing.
Yeah. I like the way that you're doing it though. Having different people give you the ideas. That's way easier than just dreaming on a legal pad.
I loved it. And I don't mean to talk so much about myself here, but I really enjoyed it. And then a brand reached out and they, a company, and they just said, hey, like we'll send you across the country, go film some content, have some fun. And I was, I don't travel a lot. I was like, oh, I got to take advantage of this. This is amazing. And so we went on the road for about 3 weeks, but because we had to produce the content, we weren't able to have a stranger send me to the next person. So it kind of compromised the integrity of what I was creating. So now that I'm back in town, once we get through these 130 hours, I'm excited to get back to the original concept.
That I feel you though, because I remember we were, I did something dumb. Like I went to like a Civil War reenactment one day, and it's like 11:45 at night, and I'm on my laptop falling asleep trying to make the video for the next day. And I was just like, why is there so much editing? So
much. It's just nonstop. Anyone listening, you think you're done, it just keeps going.
Yeah. And this is, again, like 10, 12 years ago. So there wasn't like, people weren't doing video logs or like vlogs or anything. This is like even pre-Vine. So I was just making things and posting them to a Tumblr site, and they were all like way too long. I was making these like 15-minute long videos. And at one point my brother was like, no one's watching these. They're way too long. So good on you for being able to condense it down to 2.5 minutes.
But it felt good, right? It was a form of expression.
Oh, for sure. So no, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was cool just like getting out there and trying a bunch of new different things. If you're looking for more ideas, I got a few, some good, most of them bad, but I got your back, man.
I appreciate it. I feel like I got to the point where I started doing all these things around LA and people were commenting like, this is just turning into like a cringy what to do if you visit LA vlog series. Cause it was like, it was literally the very like simple things. But then once you keep going, you find someone whose passion is just so like, you've never tried it before because everyone likes different things. And then, you're like, wow, this is really, really different.
All right. So you've done, you said you've done 26 things so far?
I've done 23.
Okay. 23. Like what's a high and a low so far for you?
Yeah. Okay. I'll start off with a low, maybe. I mean, they're all wonderful. So each one is paired with a stranger and then we share their story. We get to know why they're so passionate about that activity. I wouldn't actually say there's a low. I would say maybe things that caught me off guard the most might have, well, actually, you know what? I went to Super Mario World and I went to Super Mario World, Universal Studios, and it just opened up and it was just a nightmare. Like if you're not there at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's like 13 hours of lines.
Yeah.
But I had a blast with it. It was still fun. But the high was probably this company reached out and they sent me on a 3-week road trip. We captured 9 episodes of content. The 10th episode from that trip was building a playground for this 3-year-old girl named Leah who's battling leukemia. And the goal there is you build hope for families with who's pediatric cancer because the kid is, when they're climbing a playground or playing with their siblings, they're not thinking about cancer and they're not thinking about chemo or they have to go through the next day. They're just thinking about that moment. And so we built this wonderful playground for this wonderful family. And it was really, really special. And I'm in touch. Like one of the siblings, we follow each other on TikTok and they're like pinging me and we're just
That's
chatting.
awesome.
It's really, really cool.
It's easy to look out in the world and just feel like everything is dark. But then when you can be a part of something like you're doing and get to really experience and be with and help people and like just try to see the world through somebody else's perspective, like everything you're doing, it's cool seeing that like little bit of light in a world that can feel super dark sometimes. So I really genuinely love what you're doing, man.
No, I appreciate it. I think, and for anyone that's listening, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I think, so I'm not a full-time creator and I don't really know if you have full-time creators on the show. But I'm not. And I balance it with my full-time job. And it initially was like, when you're creating content is just a form of expression and healing, it turned into a job. And so the day I stopped taking, or like thinking about it, where like I had to post content to create wealth, it kind of naturally evolved into something that made me happy. And now it's just way more enjoyable. And then I think it's because it is, I don't know. It's like now, like when I post a video, there might be like 30,000 people that follow the channel from one video versus just uploading content 5 times a day just to try and be relevant. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's again, it's cool. All right. So on the podcast, like we're getting to talk to people like you that are doing really cool stuff. And the thing is this, like if you're following somebody just on the internet, you're only getting the filtered version of somebody. So if I was just following you on Instagram or on TikTok, I would think that you're just like an adrenaline junkie and always out like adventuring. But on the podcast, we're going to try to break it down. And so we do things in a couple rounds. The first round, I call it the first date round, because when you go on a first date with somebody, you want to ask good questions, but like, you don't want to ask like, tell me about a time that you were sick or something. Like you don't want to ask like,
okay,
like the tough stuff.
Speed dating round. Okay.
Yeah. We'll start off with a little bit of a speed date and maybe you and I will see if we could be some buds here. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So we're getting into the summer heat. You're out there in LA, so it doesn't get too crazy hot. What are we rocking right now?
Oh, it's actually, it actually is hot out and I'm hot wearing this right now. I'm like, what am I wearing right now or just in general, like on a day to day?
Oh, well, I'm talking about like, what is, like, what's the temperature outside right now?
Oh gosh. I actually don't even know. Maybe like mid 60s, high 60s. I don't know.
Okay. That's
it's
not
a little
hot.
cloudy. It's a little cloudy. We got some cloudy
weather.
I'm here
I'm in Central Florida here and we are rocking low to mid 90s today. And so it's
Run.
it's not.
Run.
Yeah, it's not good. And that and the humidity will kill you. But so it's getting warm outside. So like we're thinking ice cream. We're thinking summertime here. What is your summertime treat? It could be a dessert. It could be like if you're a snacker, what is your summertime go-to?
I'm on a big milkshake diet right now.
Okay.
I'm rocking the strawberry milkshake, and I'm grabbing them probably three times a week right now. So if anyone's looking to, stay healthy, you can drink some milkshakes.
Follow our new TikTok account. It is Health Advice with Mike and Drew. That's
milkshakes. What about you? What are you doing?
Oh man. Honestly, me too. Let's go ahead and throw one healthy thing in there. If I can get some watermelon or some pineapple, that's a little bit of heaven. But I'm the exact same strawberry milkshake. It's been a few summers back, but me and my wife, we got one probably 3 times a week, just like you. And it was too much. It'd be like, hey babe, I'm going to be home. I'm going to be home a few minutes late. I'm like, why? She's like, don't worry about it. And then she'd walk in and she'd have a strawberry milkshake. And I'm like, yes,
let's go.
Is there any certain spot that's like, this is strawberry milkshake?
I'm trying different spots. I mean, I'm literally not joking. I'm doing like 3 to 4 a week and I'm trying different spots. So like I got Mel's Diner around the corner. We got Shake Shack. I got Dave's Hot Chicken. Even fast food. I am trying so many different spots. Probably right now, Mel's Diner. They got a nice little malt milkshake going on.
Can't go wrong with a little malt.
No, can't go wrong.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm salivating over here thinking about a milkshake. And when this is done, I'm absolutely going to grab one. So maybe that, or you can't go wrong with a good Chick-fil-A milkshake either. So those are good times.
No, yeah, I meant to include Chick-fil-A for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, can't forget that. So strawberry, and then my other weakness is a good Oreo milkshake.
Okay.
Can't go wrong there.
I've only had one. McFlurry's growing up. That's the only. Is that a milkshake?
It's got milk or ice cream in it. It feels good.
It's a thing. That's my only experience with Oreo milkshakes.
Well, listen, you got some homework now. Go grab a Oreo milkshake. If I gave you a playing card, the Oreo milkshake, that one's mine.
I'd find the best place in the country.
Let's go. All right. That's fun. A good strawberry milkshake. You can't go wrong there. All right. So, so this is a random one, but are you a yard sailor and or a garage sailor?
I'm not, but if I knew ahead of time that one was happening, rather than driving around LA and you see a sign and it's like in that moment, it's like, I got places to be, I would say yes, absolutely.
Okay. So if you went to a yard sale, like what would be your dream find? Like a vintage find, anything find? What are you thinking would be a great find for you?
Pokemon. I got some Pokemon cards over here.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Pokemon. So a lot of these families are, they toss out cards and they're very valuable and they're very fun to find. But yeah, Pokemon for sure.
Okay. I don't actually know this. How old are you?
29.
Okay. So you're like right in the heat of like Pokemon.
It was massive growing up. Yeah. I mean, you must have experienced it too, or no?
I was on the upper end. Like it was like right in my generation, but I didn't fall. For me, when I was coming up, it was Power Rangers was the big deal.
I love Power Rangers.
But yeah, so that was my childhood, but Pokemon's taken over. Do you have any cards that are like these, could set you up for a little while?
I just went through my collection from when I was a kid. I mean, they're my brother's cards, but we're not going to tell them. And I brought them out to LA and I sent them to my buddy who works in the space, and they're worth quite a bit. And it's just when they appreciate over time. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know if anyone remembers the whole Beanie Babies craze, which just absolutely died off. But, I mean, Pokemon cards are amazing.
My favorite picture, like speaking of Beanie Babies, there's a picture online from probably like the mid to late 90s when like in the height of the Beanie Baby craze.
In the Midwest. That's where it originated.
Yeah, but it's this couple that were getting divorced and they're in divorce court and there's a huge pile of Beanie Babies in front of them and they're splitting them up because they think there's going to be so much value.
Millions.
Yeah. And that's probably about $17.99 worth of Beanie Babies now.
Wow. But, I mean, that's unbelievable. Hopefully these cards keep their price, but we'll see.
Do it, man. Yeah, I saw actually randomly a TikTok the other day of a guy went to a Goodwill, and there was a tin of first edition not Beanie Babies, but Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards. Oh yeah.
And he's like, "This is a shiny Charizard," and was like freaking out in his car. That's the dream. So I wish I would have grabbed some Pokemon cards back in my youth, but it didn't work out.
What would you grab if you saw it?
All right. So my deal is I'm not like a big shoe guy or clothes guy, but like if I could get like a really cool vintage guitar, or even like if it's not like an amazing vintage guitar, but like a guitar that like it just feels good. That's the dream, is like music instruments and stuff like that. I love that.
Are you playing? You play? I
do a little bit, not often, but it's one of those things that like I know how to play the acoustic guitar, and I can do it. I should practice and play more.
So we're not starting a band. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, we can.
Every time I'm in a group of people, I'm just like, should we start a band?
Let's go. So far, it's the Strawberry Milkshakes is our band name.
Yeah, Strawberry Milkshakes.
We need to workshop
with
that.
Oreos.
I don't know if I want to mix those together. That sounds horrible. But or did we just invent something? Oh my gosh. We can make dozens of dollars off of this. That's fantastic.
Maybe.
But yeah, so are you musical at all? Let's talk that now.
No, not at all. I've tried almost every instrument. I'm useless. Absolutely useless.
You could just be a hype man. You could be a Flavor Flav for our band.
I'm the guy that asks the group if they want to start the band. That's my role. And then I pull off.
You could be like that guy in Coldplay. He's the fifth member of Coldplay.
And the manager?
Yeah, he's their manager, but he doesn't play or do anything outside of like give opinions on things. And you could be that guy.
That'd be a great role.
So you are officially that guy in the Strawberry Milkshakes. So thank you for your contribution.
No problem.
All right. So that was a great first date round. I think you and I could go grab some Strawberry Milkshakes and hit up some yard sales together. That sounds like a cute.
Sounds like a lovely Saturday in 65-degree weather.
Oh man, I really wish that was my norm right now. A couple of summers back, my family and I went to Anaheim, and we did all the Disney stuff, and it was the middle of summer, and it was in like the 60s, and we were just in utter shock that the weather could be that beautiful.
Yeah, I just had my family from Chicago came out. They're just so excited, so pumped. They're bringing the kids out. They're all 5 and 6, and it's just raining. It rained in LA for 3 months straight, and they caught the tail end of it, and it was just awful.
I'm okay with a little rain. We rocked some hurricanes, but
that's true.
Yeah, you can't. It's all good. LA's weather it's second to none. That's fantastic. All right. All right. So that was the first date round. Again, we'll go out on the town and hit up all those yard sales and grab some Pokemon cards. But the next round is called the slow round. So if you're thinking like Shrek or Onions, everybody's got some layers. So we might peel a few layers down, and this is less about things that you might like, but maybe more to the heart of who you are. And so the first question is this: you're out there doing really cool stuff, but who's a hero to you? Who's a personal hero, and like what have they done that like they're your hero?
Yeah, I don't think this is a traditional response because I don't want to be hopping on a bandwagon. This is going to sound crazy, but I take a lot of appreciation in what like. I hate saying The Rock, but like Dwayne Johnson has done. Okay. This is going to sound weird. I know. Let me get into it. Because for a long time in my life, I was trying to find how to be transparent with who I am, embrace who I am. I love sharing stories, and I just really appreciated the way that like Dwayne Johnson built a community online. And so whenever I know this just sounds so absurd, but if you ever catch his Instagram, you look at his social, he doesn't just post a photo and then just like talk and it's like, hey, come check out what I'm doing. He really tells a story, and he like blogs in his Instagram posts. And that really inspired a lot of the stuff that I've done with just like, whenever I try and share photos, I just try and give the context or share what's going on in my brain in the hopes that I can connect with someone online. And I'm mesmerized by how many different mediums he has pushed through since his early years in WWE.
That's cool. Yeah, like the thing is, there's no right answer on that.
I know, but like for someone to say The Rock, it's like I just love the way it's like I had to give a little bit of context.
When
like,
he pile drive the Undertaker, that really spoke to me.
It's like hear me out. Like I'm a big fan of him, but I appreciate like this. He has like a media empire that he built around himself, starting from nothing, and it's just really impressive.
Yeah. That's really cool. I like it I like your reasoning behind it. There's a million different reasons why anybody could be anybody's hero, but I like it that your reason isn't because he's strong and successful and all that stuff, but it's the people behind it. Like I personally love people that love people. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so like the fact that like that's what you enjoy about him it's cool, and it's really telling of you that it's not just that he's done all these cool things, but that he's still a person and loves his community and loves the people that are around him. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a little selfish because I mean, like I selfishly like without him, I wouldn't be where I am just by, you're watching, you're following someone that as a role model, you look up to them and you want to potentially be like them. I just personally hadn't found someone. I feel like a lot of people online, especially within the age of digital media, it's just look at the cool stuff I'm doing. Yeah. Even celebrities, like they just post photos of where they are and they're tagging but like, I really like context. I like knowing what's going on in their head. And I feel like that's how I can connect. And then that inspires me. And if that's inspiring me, maybe if I do it, I can help inspire other people. So yeah,
honestly, that's kind of what started this whole podcast and this whole thing is there are, it started out, I am going to write a book called Maybe You're Like Me. And the whole thought was like, there's books that have like really helped and shaped my life. And then like, I want to do for other people what those books have done for me and what those authors have done for me. And so the fact that I like the fact that, again, you're not just like taking in that content and being like, oh, that's so inspiring. That's great. But you're actually taking it and doing something and going out and starting and trying to build your own community and trying to inspire other people with the stuff you're doing. It's cool that you're not just letting it stop there, but you're actually letting it take you out on an adventure too. So that's really cool, man.
Yeah, likewise. I love what you're doing. I've always wanted to have the bravery to start a podcast. I can't imagine the work that goes into it, but
it's fun.
I mean, this is fun. I get to come on here for an hour and then I get to bounce off, but it's like, I know it's a lot of work.
Oh man, no, the thing is like, it's one of those things that what's the thing, do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Mm-hmm. This is just like, this is cream. This is fun. So
that's awesome.
And I've met like so many people that, they're just doing cool things. And so that actually kind of leads me to my next question. So you're doing this whole thing about adventure and hope and connection and community. And it seems like that's how you live your life. Is that a fair assessment, at least based on what I'm seeing on the internet?
No, it's not. So that is the cry for help, right? Like that is me up until filming those videos. I'm a pretty reserved individual. I would say I've struggled after you leave an institution like college. I was fortunate to go to school. Mm-hmm. I graduate. If you don't have an institution or a corporate environment building the community for you around you, it's very hard to make friends as an adult. And I've struggled for years. And so I try my best to build a tool for people to become friends. That's what my Discord community does, or it did during the pandemic, and it was amazing. But I didn't have my own community for myself. And so I kind of made the realization that it's okay to be alone. Like you're not going to always be the person that you thought you'd be. And so coming to those realizations has allowed me to just make an effort to go do activities alone, get out of my house, not sit around and wait for people to text me because those texts weren't coming, and instead go for the adventure. So the videos, more or less, so that's when I get out of my house. That's when I'm rocking and rolling. But most of the time I'm either working or trying to find my circle.
Okay. So even in that, so what there's a lot of people that would stop at, I feel stuck and I feel alone. Mm-hmm. What was the push that even pushed you to make that initial, like guys, help me out here, your cry for help video? What, like a lot of people, they get too lonely and then they either self-medicate or they center themselves in their loneliness. But what's pushed you to go out and to seek community and to seek adventure and to do all that stuff? Because a lot of times it's easy to just feel stuck instead of actually going for it. But what was the turning point for you?
Yeah. I think it's, I'll be pretty transparent. I think deep down, we all know that we're capable of doing things. Like we know we're like, if there's someone is really struggling, I know we, like, deep down, the self conversations that we have with ourselves, there's a piece of us that knows that we're capable, but then we silence it. Like we internalize it, we silence it, we make up, we look around us and we tell ourselves that, it's not possible because of XYZ. And I just got so tired of just really creating excuses for myself. It got to the point where I was so self-aware in the way I was talking to my family, talking to people who were around me. And, the thought of I haven't really had a serious relationship personally, but the thought of if that bridge ever does come and I walk over it and I get married and I don't have people there for me that come to invest in the life that I'm about to create for myself with someone, really saddened me. And I was like, this is hard. This is a hard realization. And so I'm comfortable if that happens, but I'm not okay if I don't try. And so I wanted to try. I wanted to get outside. If I meet strangers and strangers become friends, amazing. It's just no one else around me is creating experiences for myself to make friends. So I have to create them for myself. And that kind of just snowballed into this. And you reaching out, I said yes, no hesitation, because it's just, I got so tired of just saying no to so many opportunities in life.
So I'm over here smiling like an idiot right now because like that is the whole heart behind this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
it's wonderful.
The sad parts of your story, it's not what I'm smiling about, but
it's okay.
No. I'm over here laughing at you, not with you.
Yeah.
No, the whole thought behind this podcast was like you and me and everybody listening is full of hopes and dreams and ideas and creativity and life and love and all these things. But also we're full of anxiety and fear and all that stuff in the middle.
Oh, man.
But the thing is, like, there's not always the right ways or different ways to express that. And so it's easy to feel alone when you log on to the internet and you see people who it looks like they're crushing it. And you just feel so alone. But the fact that maybe there's somebody out there like you and like me that even though it might look like we've got it all together from what we're posting online, we're posting our highlight reel. Maybe we're all a little bit more alike than we even knew. And so I know for a fact that there's people listening right now that they feel the same way that you felt and or feel that maybe it's just easier to go through life alone. But I like it that you said this isn't what's best, and you kind of pushed forward and are just trying things.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Like, and that I think that's the reminder you have to have, like the conversation. It's okay to be in a position that's not like what you're seeing around you. Mm-hmm. It's just the conversation that you have to have with yourself is, are you okay with it? Right? Like, it's totally fine. Like, you can live your life, do whatever you got to do. But if you have the conversation with yourself and you say, is this what I want? And you're answering it truthfully, no, and you're standing up for yourself, talking to yourself, then it's time to make a change, whatever those next steps might be. But a big mindset, like a shift in my mindset when you were speaking to like socially looking at people online is, I used to have a lot of resentment when I would see kids or older people, it didn't matter about age, just so successful online, showing off what they're doing. It's like, but my shift in my mindset started to turn towards just focusing on, if someone is successful and they're happy doing what they love, that is where I would start to focus my energy and be like, wow, like instead of like, I'm not jealous about all the success they have. I'm just jealous that they found something that they enjoy in life. Like that is the dream. That's what I'm chasing.
Yeah.
And so when I started to focus on that, that started to open doors for myself because I became less negative and resentful online watching people succeed. I started cheering for them because it's real because like once you go through it and you know how dark your mind can be, you can't help but root for people who figure it out early on or later in life.
Yeah. There's a Jim Gaffigan joke. Do you know who Jim Gaffigan is, comedian?
I don't.
It's all
sorry.
Good. He was talking about how he would be at the gym and you see like these like super ripped guys like in there on the treadmill running with their shirt off and stuff. And he's like, go home, you're done. But then he's a fat guy like him or me. And he's like, you go, buddy, you got this. And so like, it seems like they've already got it all figured out, but like, hey, let's cheer on everybody. So
yeah, because we all have different goals, you know, and all our bodies are different and our brains are different. And so we're on our own little journeys.
I like it, man. All right. So there's one question we ask everybody on the podcast. And so you're getting asked it. And it can be as big as astrophysics and small as sign language or something, how to write different. But what's something you're learning right now?
Yeah, this goes back to my work right now is I'm learning how to essentially start a business and how to be a leader, I guess. If that does that fall under the same bucket or no?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So I'm learning about community building and how to work with brands and creators in that space. But outside of that, I would just say something that I am learning. It doesn't come down to a skill set because my time is so consumed with these editing is, I would say editing, but I'm learning how to be confident, I would say. I mean, a lot of my stuff is so soft skills, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love it.
Okay,
it's all fantastic.
Okay.
Learning like there's things like learning how to tie your shoes, that's whatever, but like learning confidence, that's huge. And like learning to put a little bit of faith in yourself, that's huge too, man. I'm excited for you and I'm cheering you on all the way from the East Coast over here, man.
Thank you. Likewise from LA. Sending love to everybody listening.
All right. So, man, this has been so much fun. Thank you for saying yes to this. This has been a blast. All right. So there's one last round and, I call it the common ground round. It's where you and I see if maybe we're a little bit alike. And so I'm going to, ask you, 5 this or that style questions and you, we'll see if maybe you and I will be a little bit alike. I'm going to write them down. So you'll have to give me a second, but all right. Question number 1. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you more glass half full or glass half empty? So give me 1 second here. Here we go. I put glass half full. What are you at?
Empty.
Oh, you're a glass half empty kind of guy.
This whole journey is to be on the other side, but I can't help it right now. I know it's unfortunate. I'm learning.
Let's look at it from this perspective. Maybe it's half empty because you already drank the first half, so that's pretty good. You already got half of that.
Yeah, it's because you already got the full half, down. Man. You got the full half.
Look at us completing each other. So we got both halves of this drink taken care of.
I do hope to be able to write that down though in the future. 100%.
I believe in you. You got this, man. All right. So when you're online shopping, are you sorting by price or by rating?
You're gonna hate my response.
I don't know. I don't know. Like this one's a tough one for me. All right,
I can't answer the question because go ahead.
I put rating. What are you putting?
I don't shop online. I'm a huge. I know. I don't do it. I can't do it. I'm no fun. All
right. But perchance, say you were shopping online for something. You go in price or by rating? Does it matter to you more the price or what other people think of said product?
That I understand what you're going with. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. I usually associate price with quality.
There you go.
But then it's the other way around, right? Because then if more people are reviewing the product, then they're speaking to the higher quality product. For the price. Yeah. I don't.
We're getting to this tough stuff now.
What'd you put?
I put rating. So,
oh my gosh, we're so different. I would put Price, but that makes me sound like I've been in LA too. It makes me sound like I've been in LA too long.
No, I had a buddy that it kind of like changed my opinion on this. He, what were we doing? We were buying some piece of equipment, some piece of like sound or audio equipment, and it wasn't like a big deal. But he goes, look for anything over 4.5 stars and buy it. I was like, what? Because he's like, at that point, if that many people think it's good enough that it's not like been voted down too much, then it's got to be okay. So
4.5 stars with X amount of votes, though, right? Like you need to have a sample size. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm happy we just did all the math on that. We figured it out. So for anyone listening, let us know, are we doing this right? Or should we just be shopping in stores together? All right. You're in your car alone. You've got, who's your go-to jam band in the car?
Oh yeah. Not a band, an individual artist, Josh Golden.
Okay. All right. So you got some Josh rocking.
Yeah.
And Josh is playing, are you going air drums or air guitar? This one is easy for me.
Okay. Only those two options.
Yep.
Okay.
You want another air instrument?
The band is big. No, it's good. Let's go. Let's go.
I want air drums. What are you rocking?
Same. Me too. Is there a round of applause? Can we get a round of applause?
I got to work on my sound effects, but yeah, there'll be a round of applause. We finally landed on one together.
That's why I asked you. I was like, where are you located? Because if you were close by, I would have just drove to you.
Oh man, all day. Yeah. And we could have rocked out some Josh together. But now we can't air drum together.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Put them up.
Oh, there it is.
There it
is. The air guitar, it just feels so like dad rock to me. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah.
And when the drums come in, you're really feeling it, but you won't catch me doing the air guitar too often. Was there another instrument you were hoping for to air play?
I would have sang with my heart out. My vocals, that's the instrument.
Air singing. I don't know if that's a lip syncing. I guess that works.
Hey, lip syncing. Yeah, it's perfect.
There you go. All right. So again, our band, the Strawberry Milkshakes, is taking off. We've got air drums and
coming back
lip
around.
syncing. It's all coming together. All right. Another one. Would you rather live with roommates or live alone?
Oh.
I am.
It's a good one.
They were roommates. All right, here we go.
Roommates.
I put roommates. What do you got?
Yeah, same. I live alone now and it's awful.
So when I was in my early 20s, I had some roommates and then everybody moved away. And so I went and got a new apartment. And so I lived on my own for a little bit. And then sporadically I would have roommates, and life was so much better when I had somebody around. I'm too extroverted to not have somebody to shoot an idea off of or to just have random fun with. So
yeah, totally. I mean, my ideal situation would be us talking right now. The door opens. I have to tell them to stop. I'm in a meeting. They have to sneak by. They bring their friends in. I love the commotion that comes with roommates, and there's so many unknown variables that just make it fun and exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the dream. And I had some good roommates, some bad roommates, just personality wise and stuff. But I had one roommate that if you just saw us in public, you'd be like, these guys, they're not going to click. He was so quiet, so introverted, but we just had the best time being roommates together. To the point that 1 year he hid his rent around the apartment in Easter eggs on Easter. And so I had to find all of his rent money hidden around our apartment. Yeah.
Did you find it all?
Yeah. Luckily he numbered all the eggs, so we knew if we got them all. So
okay.
Yeah, no, luckily we got him, but, and he wasn't that good a hider. So it worked out great for everybody, but it was just
a fun roommate.
Yeah. It's good times. Yeah. I like the spontaneity of it. So good roommates, good times. All right. One more here and that's it. Would you rather watch reality TV or a good documentary?
Oh, wow.
Okay. He's thinking big on this one.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I put documentaries. What are you putting?
Give me the reality TV any day of the week.
What's your go-to reality show?
I mean, there are so many and they're all very bad. No offense to anyone that's on them. They're yeah.
Bring the heat.
Gosh, I mean, I like the ones with all the drama, like Too Hot to Handle. It's pretty crazy. Love Island's pretty crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the drama, the tea. It's piping hot. It's piping hot.
You can live vicariously through their drama.
Yeah.
That's not, I don't get to watch as much like just trash TV anymore. Like I've got 2 little guys and my TV time is sacred. And so, like if I'm watching TV, like I want to watch something that I really enjoy and I'm not wasting it on Love Island.
Yeah, got you.
They got my view.
They got my view. It's fine.
Yeah, listen, between the 2 of us, one of us can be the sophisticated and you can watch all that hot garbage. So
we'd be terrible roommates. We'd be fighting over the remote. That's what.
No way, man. It's not that I don't like that stuff. It's just I haven't gotten into one in a long time. And then every now and again, like I'll be like scrolling through our Hulu and I'm like, babe, what is this? What is Love Island? And she's like, it was on in the background. I don't know what it is.
I swear I didn't touch it. It was Drew.
Yeah. So yeah, you and my wife can hang out and watch all that stuff. And you guys can gab about who should have got kicked off the island and who should have got the rose. Catch me watching a documentary because I'm so sophisticated.
What? Yeah, I can tell. What kind? Mm-hmm. Like World War II, we like modern, we like financial. What are you in?
The things that always get me, I don't know if you've ever watched VH1, but there used to be on VH1 a TV show called Behind the Music. And I love a good music documentary about people like musicians and their stories and like what got them started and stuff. That some of the stuff's, it's incredible. Like the lives some people have lived. So.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I used to work for, I used to work in the music industry. And so I was close to a lot of the artists and a lot of personalities. And I'll tell you that.
For sure. Yeah. The thing that I always enjoyed was like you would watch one about like these 80s rockers or something, or like this like hair metal band from the 80s or some disco person. And it's like I don't think I'm going to connect with this person at all. But by then I'm like rooting for him. I'm like, you get that money from your record label. You earned it. Yeah. And I'm your best friend. But then sometimes it's like, oh man, this guy seems really cool. And it turns out he's just a total jerk all the time. And it's like, I wanted to root for you, man, but you can't win them all.
It's such an interesting craft because like every artist to me is like an underdog because it's just so difficult to break through. So it's like, I mean, unless they're a total, yeah,
you can't win them all.
Yeah, I can't win them all, but yeah, I'm with you.
Drew, this has been such a blast. Now there's people that are hearing this today and they're like, I love what you're doing, trying to find some joy in life and trying to find some light in a dark world and have some adventure. If people want to follow along with you and get to know you a little bit better, like where can they bump into you on the internet?
Yeah, I would happily invite you to come find me on, I guess, just TikTok. And unless that gets banned, come on over to the good old IG. It's all under Crew, just Crew Doyle, CREWDOYLE.
There you go. Yeah, everybody follow along. It's been so cool and inspiring seeing you jump out of airplanes and climb mountains and go to it's just cool stuff, man.
It's all a green screen.
Oh no. Okay. Well, never mind, folks. It's all fake. Don't even pay attention to this. It's not it. No, but it's so cool. Just
Appreciate it.
Getting to see, and not only just see you doing the things, but getting to see you connecting with people and making some new relationships. It's genuinely inspiring. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's the ultimate dream to do what you love. So
man.
I hope this continues to go well.
Yeah, man. I'm going to pop over to LA. We'll hang out, grab some strawberry milkshakes and have a great time.
Oreos on the side.
Live it up, man. Ooh, Oreos on the side. That's a band name, or at least an album name.
Something, a single.
And for everybody listening, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week here on Maybe You're Like Me.